A marked deficiency in any one of these minerals actually results in diseases. Said any upset of the balance, any considerable lack of one or another element, however microscopic the body requirement may be, and we sicken and we suffer and we shorten our lives. American Congress, 1936. I want to say this, and I want to say it very emphatically. You are not supposed to get your medical advice from social media. If you are sick, please go and see your doctor. So, social media is not a place you get your medical advice, but there's something you can get from this platform. And that is, you can get entertained, you can also get informed. And I promise you, we are going to get you informed and empower you with the right kind of information based on reliable scientific data, so you can make an informed choice concerning your health. Now, what is our confidence in prescribing these supplements to medical doctors and healthcare providers? Why do we encourage doctors to deploy this nutritional supplement as a complementary therapy in disease management? The reason is because this supplement has endured more than 215 clinical trials. No other supplement anywhere under the sun has endured some of these very rigorous clinical studies as this supplement, Tahitian Noni Juice, and we're going to be discussing quite a few of them today. Mr. SOWORE has contributed a lot towards nation building. He has sacrificed a lot. We know all that he's been through. He believes in the Nigerian project, and he has sacrificed a lot for it. Although we may differ very strongly along political lines. In fact, as far as politics is concerned, we may be as separate as our fingers, but we remain as united as a hand in all things essential to our mutual progress as a Nigerian family. We're going to show you the scientific basis why you are not supposed to manage these health conditions without nutritional supplements, especially Tahitian Noni Juice. And because the rats were placed on Tahitian Noni Juice, it stopped them from having stroke, and also they could not have osteoporosis. It maintained their bone density. So, fantastic supplement. It can help to reduce the risk of stroke. It can help you reduce the risk of osteoporosis, which is a very serious concern when people begin to get older. Now, let's talk about type 2 diabetes. This study was done in Nigeria, and this makes it very special. Any study that is randomized, if it is double-blinded, if it is placebo-controlled, then any information, any conclusions drawn from such a clinical study to the highest degree of medical certainty, that information is reliable. So it is reliable to say that the Tahitian Noni Juice is safe to be taken. It is safe to be taken by pregnant women. It is safe to be taken by children. It is safe to be taken by the aged and the young. It is safe to be taken by just about everybody. Mechanisms are very important. You don't come into clinical science and you make claims. When you make bogus claims, you have to show the mechanism of action. If you say this supplement can help to manage high blood pressure, you are always asked, how exactly? Can you tell us how this supplement can help to manage high blood pressure? That means what you are asked to discuss is to discuss the mechanisms, the step-by-step method, how this supplement can help to manage or reverse high blood pressure. This is the paper. It's entitled The Effects of Morinda citrifolia, that is Noni Juice, on High Blood Pressure, a Mechanistic Investigation and Case Study. But today, they told us our ancestors were not civilized. And today, due to rural-urban migration, due to overpopulation, we no longer allow our soils to lie fallow. We now do commercial agriculture, and we cultivate our farms every year. We till the soil every year. So we lose organic matter levels, we lose its nutrient density, and when the soil begins to complain, we apply fertilizer to continue to increase yield. Those things have consequences. So when a doctor tells you, leave all the supplements, just take fruit and vegetables and your drugs, you are going to be fine, you have to ask the doctor, fruit and vegetables planted where? And how are you sure it was not cultivated with fertilizer? Because if it was cultivated with fertilizer,
hey y'all, come look at this.
We have just started.
hello, this is Pure Health Revolution, and I welcome you to our Health Enlightenment series. Today, you are going to learn a lot about yourself. Today, we have something special for everyone, as in just about everyone. I'm going to be inviting you to three conferences we have next week, on the 1st of May in Abuja, on the 4th of May in Port Harcourt, and then on the 5th of May, that's on Sunday, in Onitcha, Anambra State. Now, the conference we will have in Abuja on the 1st of May at Justo Apartments in Kado District in Gwarimpa, we are having medical experts from outside the country who will come and discuss this science with our medical professionals. We are inviting doctors, we are inviting pharmacists, we are inviting healthcare providers, and we're also inviting businessmen who wants to make a business out of this. We're going to show you the scientific basis why you are not supposed to manage these health conditions without nutritional supplements, especially Tahitian Noni Juice. The conference will be in Port Harcourt. The conference will also be in Onitcha, apart from Abuja. In Port Harcourt, it will be at Echelon Heights Hotel at number 73 Stadium Road in Port Harcourt on the 4th, Saturday, the 4th of May, 2024. And on Sunday, the 5th of May, 2024, we will have another conference in Onitcha at Pacific Complex, GRA, Oka Road in Onitcha, where we are going to be discussing these supplements. And for those who want to make a business out of this, if you want to be a distributor, maybe you have an outlet, you have some persons who can afford the supplements, and you want to make a business out of this, I will show you how you can make up to, in 2 bottles, you can, as in a pack of 2 bottles, you can make up to 35,000, and in a pack of 4 bottles, you can make up to 70,000. I can actually show you that. We are going to be discussing a lot about business. Also, we have a special gift for Mr. Omoyele SOWORE, who has in the past contributed a lot towards nation building. In fact, a few days ago, he celebrated his mother, who just clocked 73, as he said. And somewhere in his comment, he said that in the last 4 or 5 years, that the mother has faced a kind of health challenges, which is related to her age. We have something for her. This is a pack for her, 2 bottles of Noni Juice, Tahitian Noni Juice, and we're going to be discussing a lot about Noni Juice today, and we're going to show the scientific basis for recommending this for Mama. And then in Pure Health Revolution, we do this very passionately for about 2 reasons, and 2 reasons stand out. One is that Mr. SOWORE has contributed a lot towards nation building. He has sacrificed a lot. We know all that he's been through. He believes in the Nigerian project, and he has sacrificed a lot for it. Although we may differ very strongly along political lines. In fact, as far as politics is concerned, we may be as separate as our fingers, but we remain as united as a hand in all things essential to our mutual progress as a Nigerian family. And again, the second reason, which is very particular to us, is that Mama Esther Kehinde SOWORE is an active member of Women Fellowship Methodist Church Nigeria. So we will be glad to present. We'll be glad to present this pack to her son, Mr. Omoyele SOWORE, so he can forward it to Mama. 2 bottles are here, and this is a pack of 2 bottles, and this is a pack of 4 bottles. If you place Mama on this supplement, she's going to get the following values. One is that it's going to boost her immune system, and we're going to discuss all that today. And it's also going to benefit most healthcare professionals. We will speak in the language of science, and you are going to see the reason why we have this cap here for everybody. So we will show you the scientific basis on how this supplement, Tahitian Noni Juice, will help to build your immune system. It will help to to prevent stroke and osteoporosis, which is actually a risk for people as they get much older. We will show you the scientific basis behind these claims. These are all backed by reliable scientific data, and we'll show you all that. And we will discuss how these supplements can help to reverse type 2 diabetes based on reliable scientific data. We will show you how these supplements can help in reversing high blood pressure. It is based on scientific data. We're not doing anything by way of guesswork. We will show you how these supplements can help in reversing heart diseases of all kinds, because every heart disease has an inflammatory focus. And we'll show you how Tahitian Noni Juice as a comprehensive antioxidative therapy can help to reverse heart diseases. We'll also show you how these supplements can help in reversing arthritis and spondylosis based on a research that was done right here in our country at the University of Lagos College of Medicine. And then we'll show you how these supplements can help in correcting memory loss and Alzheimer's disease as people get much older. We'll show you how these supplements can help you fight cancer of all types, including breast cancer. We'll show you that from scientific publications. And then we'll also show you how these supplements can help in vasculature, that is in the blood vessels, to help clean up the arteries. Some persons make posts on Facebook, drink this concoction, it will clean up your arteries. The actual truth is that people who say such things don't even know exactly what they mean by cleaning up the arteries. So we'll discuss all that. So we have a lot today for everyone. And if you know something, you have to get your cap as a scientist. Wear this cap and think like a scientist. As a scientist, you'll be required to ask the right kind of questions. In the medical school of University of California, San Francisco, they have an adage. They said, "In God we trust. Everyone else has to produce the data." In God we trust. Everyone else has to produce the data. Don't just make wide claims. Show us the scientific data that validates your claims. So that's what we want you to do when you are wearing this cap as a scientist. So just kindly wear this cap, because when the bullets will begin to fly, when we'll talk about some of these enzymes and non-enzymes, you will not be lost as long as you're putting on this cap. Now, what is our confidence in prescribing these supplements to medical doctors and healthcare providers? Why do we encourage doctors to deploy these nutritional supplements as a complementary therapy in disease management? The reason is because this supplement has endured more than 215 clinical trials. No other supplement anywhere under the sun has endured some of these very rigorous clinical studies as this supplement, Tahitian Noni Juice. And we're going to be discussing quite a few of them today. And now, for clinical studies, the highest form of clinical study is randomized, placebo-controlled, and double-blinded clinical study. That is the highest class of clinical studies. Whatever information you get from such a clinical study is reliable. Now, look at this study. Look at this study. It's a double-blinded clinical study of noni fruit juice. So this supplement was subjected to this double-blinded, placebo-controlled, and randomized clinical study on this supplement, on its safety. And at the end of that study, it was concluded that this supplement is safe. It is safe to be taken, and that is where we must begin. So if we are recommending these supplements to anybody, we have to first of all establish that the supplement is safe to be taken by humans. And that kind of study has been conducted on this supplement, and it was concluded that the supplement is safe. And the study was a randomized, placebo-controlled, double-blinded clinical study. Any study that is randomized, if it is double-blinded, if it is placebo-controlled, then any information, any conclusions drawn from such a clinical study to the highest degree of medical certainty, that information is reliable. So it is reliable to say that the Tahitian Noni Juice is safe to be taken. It is safe to be taken by pregnant women. It is safe to be taken by children. It is safe to be taken by the aged and the young. It is safe to be taken by just about everybody. That's the first thing I have to say along this line. And then the next, I have to make reference to the PDR, pdr.net, physician desk reference. It's a reference book that guides clinical practice in the US. Every doctor or pharmacist in the US, before they could write any prescription drug, they must consult the PDR to be sure that that drug is on the PDR. It used to be a very voluminous book, and it was first published in the late 1920s, and it contains about 250,000 legalized pharmaceutical drugs, which is legalized for use in the US. It was called physician desk reference before, but now it is called prescriber's digital reference, because American pharmacists protested that it is not only American doctors that make prescriptions. So it's now called prescriber's digital reference. Now, usually there are no organic supplements on the PDR. It is mostly for only pharmaceutical drugs. But right now, out of the 250,000 legalized pharmaceutical drugs that are listed on the PDR, about 10 are organic supplements. Just about 10. Only 10 organic supplements were also listed and placed on the same class as pharmaceutical drugs. One of them is Tahitian Noni Juice. There may be other Noni Juice elsewhere, but it is only Tahitian Noni Juice that is listed on the American PDR. What this means is that the right questions have been asked. The same kind of questions you ask before drugs are legalized. Something about the therapeutic index, the safety margin, the efficacy, and all that. All those questions have been asked. The right answers have been found. And the American Medical Society, they are satisfied with what you find in the Tahitian Noni Juice. They are satisfied with its therapeutic index. They are satisfied with its efficacy, and it is placed on the same class as pharmaceutical drugs. What that means is that an American doctor can prescribe Tahitian Noni Juice at the same level of prescription drugs without having his license at risk. That's how important Tahitian Noni Juice is to the American medical community. This, of course, is an American product, and that is very significant. Now, what happens if Mr. SOWORE wants to present this to Mama, and the doctor says, no supplements, don't give her anything. She only needs fruit and vegetables, and she's going to be fine. She doesn't need nutritional supplements. In fact, some doctors have made it a calculated business to talk down on nutritional supplements of all kinds, and they only recommend the pharmaceutical drugs and then only fruit and vegetables. Now, to answer that, we have to go back to 1936. In 1936, the US Senate published an article, and it was entitled Modern Miracle Men. They were talking about Dr. Charles Norden and some of his friends. These doctors discovered that much of disease conditions that we suffer is as a result of nutritional deficiency. So the doctors acquired a piece of farmland, consciously put minerals into those soils. They planted some crops there, and when it was time, they harvested those crops, those mineral enriched crops, and used them as supplements to give to those who were sick. The result was a miracle, and that's why the American Senate in 1936 called them modern miracle men. There are some things they said in 1936 which is relevant to us today. And I want to read that to any doctor who will want to say, no supplements. Let the patient only take fruit and vegetables. That advice is very critical. Let's see what the US Congress said in 1936. This is an article of Congress published in 1936. They said this, let's read the second paragraph. It said, do you know that most of us today are suffering from certain dangerous diet deficiencies which cannot be remedied until the depleted soils from which our foods come are brought into proper mineral balance? 1936. Again, the second paragraph, they said, you will think, wouldn't you, that a carrot is a carrot, that one is about as good as another, as far as nourishment is concerned. But it isn't. It isn't. It is not. A carrot is not a carrot. Listen, they said, one carrot may look and taste like another and yet be lacking in the particular mineral element which our system requires and which carrots are supposed to contain. 1936. Let me read that again. They said one carrot may look and taste like another and yet be lacking in the particular mineral element which our system requires and which carrots are supposed to contain. Laboratory tests prove that the fruits, the vegetables, the grains, the eggs, and even the milk and the meats of today are not what they were a few generations ago. The vegetables, the fruit and vegetables that we have today, they are not what they were a few generations ago. Let's continue reading. Now, are you aware that a study was done in 1956 in West Africa? A study was conducted and they could not find one person in West Africa in 1956 who had arthritis. The survey was repeated in 1957 and one person who had arthritis was spotted somewhere in Senegal. But today there is arthritis everywhere. Our ancestors did not have chemicals and drugs. They only had nutrition. They only have fruit and vegetables, and it offered them protection. So American Congress is telling us that these fruit and vegetables are not what they were a few generations ago. Let's read them. Look at this. Let's check the last paragraph. They said, it is bad news to learn from our leading authorities that 99% of American people are deficient in these minerals, and that a marked deficiency in any one of the more important minerals actually results in diseases. A marked deficiency in any one of these minerals actually results in diseases. Let's conclude. They said, any upset of the balance, any considerable lack of one or another element, however microscopic the body requirements may be, and we sicken and we suffer and we shorten our lives. American Congress, 1936, they were telling us that mineral deficiency leads to the development of diseases, and this could make us sicken, it could make us suffer, it could make us shorten our lives. How remarkable this is. The Chinese confirmed this for us several years ago with the discovery of the disease called beriberi. How did it happen? The Chinese, they ultra processed their rice. Their rice became ultra processed, and when they removed the chaff and polished this rice to a level, they removed plenty of the chaff and they lost thiamine. That's vitamin B1. So because these vitamins, these phytonutrients, these essential nutrients travel with the fiber fraction of the fruit and vegetables that we eat. When it was ultra processed by the Chinese, as in this case we are talking about rice, because it was ultra processed, they became deficient of thiamine and they developed beriberi. So it's something we already know, from history. Whenever you see a doctor who quickly dismisses nutrition supplements with a wave of hand, without paying attention to what other doctors have discovered about nutritional needs of the patients who are suffering that particular disease condition, it is always a red flag. It's a red flag. Again, let me show you this paper. It was published in 1978 by a professor at the University of Ahmadu Bello University in Abuja, Zaria. That's Professor A.G. Lombin. He did a soil sample analysis across the country, and he concluded that the magnesium supplying powers of our soil had reduced. In fact, this paper was entitled evaluation of the magnesium supplying powers of Nigerian savanna soils. He then complained about the coming of fertilizer. He said when fertilizer comes, the use of NPK fertilizer, which is nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus and potassium, that it was going to distort the potassium magnesium cation exchange. It will favor the preferential absorption of potassium by plants, and magnesium absorption will suffer. That's Professor A.G. Lombin, a soil scientist. So if you live in the city and you buy fruit and vegetables from the marketplace, and the fruit and vegetables you buy were cultivated with fertilizer, you are most likely low on magnesium. And according to the US National Institute of Health, which is like the US Federal Ministry of Health, magnesium controls about 300 enzymatic reactions in the human body. About 300 enzymes in our body depends on magnesium as a cofactor to activate them as their childhood friend. So when you are magnesium deficient, which is almost everybody, it is almost everybody. If you are hypertensive, in fact, almost all these disease conditions are associated with magnesium deficiency. And this supplement, Tahitian Noni Juice, is rich in magnesium in a whole food matrix, and I'm going to explain that in the next few minutes. So if you're hypertensive, if you suffer stroke, if you're diabetic, you are magnesium deficient. In fact, magnesium for the hypertensive patient does exactly what amlodipine does. It's a vasodilator. It relaxes blood vessels and normalizes our blood pressure. If you go to a lab and they take your blood sample to check for magnesium level in your blood, it's a waste of time. Do you know why? Because the serum magnesium, the magnesium in your blood, is only 1%. It's only 1% of the total body magnesium. The remaining 99% of magnesium in the body, they are intracellular. They are within the cells. They are within the cells. And up till now, the challenge is there is no clear biomarker in medical science for testing for intracellular magnesium deficiency. There is no clear biomarker. So it is difficult to test for intracellular magnesium deficiency. If you have a heart disease, you are magnesium deficient. Our ancestors, they practice shifting cultivation. When they cultivate this farm this year, they will leave the land to lie fallow for about 4 or 7 years before they cultivate that farm again. Within that 4 or 7 years, it replenishes its nutrient density, it will replenish its soil organic matter levels and all that. Those things were very strategic. It helped them produce very healthy crops, which replenish their system. But today, they told us our ancestors were not civilized. And today, due to rural urban migration, due to overpopulation, we no longer allow our soils to lie fallow. We now do commercial agriculture and we cultivate our farms every year. We till the soil every year. So we lose organic matter levels, we lose its nutrient density, and when the soil begins to complain, we apply fertilizer to continue to increase yield. Those things have consequences. There are consequences. So when a doctor tells you, leave all the supplements, just take fruit and vegetables and your drugs, you are going to be fine, you have to ask the doctor, fruit and vegetables planted where? Sourced from where? The fruit and vegetables, they may look and taste the same. Just like the American Congress told us, a carrot is not a carrot. The carrot planted in Sokoto and the one planted in Benue, they are not the same in terms of mineral content. They are not the same. So when a healthcare professional tells you to leave nutritional supplements and focus on fruit and vegetables, you have to ask, fruit and vegetables planted where? And how are you sure it was not cultivated with fertilizer? Because if it was cultivated with fertilizer, you are most likely low on magnesium and a few other essential minerals. So that's why it is a very serious concern when healthcare professionals begin to tell you to ignore nutritional supplements. So let's now go into science. Like I told you, you need to wear this cap at this point. Things are going to get rough from here. Now, like I said at the beginning, This supplement has been studied more than 200 times. No other supplement anywhere under the sun has endured some of these very rigorous clinical studies. We are going to check a number of them right now. One of them is of interest for women. Like I told us, we are quoting scientific studies. This is not about me. It's about what scientists have studied, and it is published on academic journals. And if you ask any academic, any lecturer, any professor, any doctor, this is very significant. This is for academics. Before you can publish a paper on an international academic journal or medical journal like this, it's not an easy thing. It means that whatever information you present here is, at least to a reasonable extent, it meets the scientific method, so it is most likely reliable. Now, we have to see this paper. It's entitled "The Effects of Morinda citrifolia." Now, the botanical name for Tahitian noni juice is Morinda citrifolia. So wherever you see Morinda citrifolia, they are talking about noni juice. So the effects of Morinda citrifolia on the quality of life and auditory function in post-menopausal women. As in women who are past menopause, they need to be placed on Tahitian noni juice. This study showed that it has a good effect on their quality of life. It can also improve their hearing ability, so that a woman will not lose her hearing in the course of aging. So in terms of the immune system, this supplement can protect you from getting infected with that virus that causes COVID-19. That's SARS-CoV-2 virus. It can, look at the paper, it's entitled Morinda citrifolia. That's noni fruit juice inhibits SARS-CoV-2 spike protein binding of angiotensin converting enzyme 2 receptors. So this, if you are placed on these nutritional supplements, it can build your immune system to the level that you cannot be infected by SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. The next paper says it's also about the immune system. It says that Morinda citrifolia noni water extract, that's noni juice extract, enhances innate and adaptive immune responses in healthy mice, ex vivo and in vitro. This is an animal study. They studied it on animals, and they recognize that it can help to boost both the innate and adaptive immune systems of the laboratory rats. Now, let's look at this paper. It's talking about this supplement. It can protect you. We've discussed the immune system. The supplement does that well. The next we're going to talk about is that this supplement can help to protect you from stroke and osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is the loss of bone mass, as it happens to many old people. As they get older, they start losing their bone mass. Very little thing, the person can have a fracture. The person could collapse in the bathroom and have a dislocation or a fracture, and they now start telling you about hip replacement surgery and all that. This supplement can help to maintain your bone mass. It can support bone formation and stop bone loss, as in the loss of bone mass. Let's check the paper. It's entitled Morinda citrifolia leaf extract protects against cerebral ischemia, that's stroke, and osteoporosis in an in vivo experimental model of menopause. That's a kind of laboratory rats that they designed them in a system that they look like they have. These laboratory rats were designed as if they have entered into menopause, the same kind of physiology. And because the rats were placed on Tahitian noni juice, it stopped them from having from having stroke, and also they could not have osteoporosis. It maintained their bone density. So fantastic supplement. It can help to reduce the risk of stroke. It can help you reduce the risk of osteoporosis, which is a very serious concern and when people begin to get older. Now let's talk about type 2 diabetes. This study was done in Nigeria, and this makes it very special. It was published by some of our doctors. It's entitled Anti-Diabetic Effect of Fruit Juice of Morinda citrifolia (Tahitian noni juice) on experimentally induced diabetic rats. So these are doctors in Nigeria actually used this Tahitian Noni juice for this experiment. So the rats, they were experimentally induced. They caused the rats to develop type 2 diabetes, and they placed them on this Tahitian Noni juice, and it helped them to reverse the condition. That was published. It's a well documented study. If you want to study it, please do kindly use the title and search for it and read. Now, this is on the effect of this supplement on high blood pressure. And the reason I like this paper was because they discuss the mechanisms. And if you know something about medical science, mechanisms are very important. You don't come into clinical science and you make claims. When you make bogus claims, you have to show the mechanism of action. If you say this supplement can help to manage high blood pressure, you are always asked, how exactly? Can you tell us how this supplement can help to manage high blood pressure? That means what you are asked to discuss is to discuss the mechanisms, the step-by-step method, how this supplement can help to manage or reverse high blood pressure. This is the paper. It's entitled "The Effects of Morinda citrifolia," that is noni juice, on high blood pressure, a mechanistic investigation and case study. In fact, this study is very important. They say that this supplement can help to manage high blood pressure through a number of mechanisms. One of them is that this supplement can help to inhibit angiotensin converting enzyme. It can inhibit ACE. That's angiotensin converting enzyme. Now, if you know something about high blood pressure, you know that lisinopril is a very important drug in managing hypertension. Lisinopril is an ACE inhibitor. ACE inhibitor means angiotensin converting enzyme. See what happens. We will not be able to go into that now, but let's just make it this simple. There's an enzyme called angiotensin converting enzyme. It converts angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. And when you convert angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2, angiotensin 2 is going to increase your blood pressure. It's a systemic vasoconstrictor. It causes our blood vessels throughout the body to begin to narrow. And when your blood vessels narrow, your blood pressure is going to go up. So angiotensin 2 is a vasoconstrictor. It causes the blood vessels to narrow. Now, lisinopril is an ACE inhibitor. It's an ACE inhibitor. What it does is to inhibit this enzyme, angiotensin converting enzyme, so that it will not convert angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. So if angiotensin 2 is not, the levels drop because ACE has been inhibited, then your blood vessels will begin to relax. Your blood vessels will relax and widen. And when the blood vessels widen, your BP will return back to normal. That's what amlodipine does. No, that's what lisinopril does. Amlodipine is also a vasodilator, but not through this method of inhibiting angiotensin converting enzyme. So this paper said that this supplement can also inhibit this enzyme, the same job that lisinopril does. The only difference is that this one is a natural product. It will not come with side effects. And lisinopril is man-made. It is synthetic. Since it is not natural, it comes with a lot of side effects. So that is one of the mechanisms. The next mechanism is that this supplement can also inhibit angiotensin receptor 1. It can also inhibit angiotensin receptor 2. So when it blocks angiotensin, these receptors, angiotensin 2 cannot bind to them. And that is the work of ARBs, angiotensin receptor blockers. That is the job of losartan, the Zatans, the camozartan, and all the Zatans. That's their job. So this supplement can work both as lisinopril and also as losartan and all the Zatan family. Many years ago, Indians said when diet is wrong, medicine is of no use. When diet is correct, medicine is of no need. When you place yourself on Tahitian Noni Juice, you are getting your diet right, and in the end, you will not depend on chemicals and drugs every single day. It may be expensive, but in the end, it is cheaper to pay the farmer today than to pay the pharmaceutical industries tomorrow. Get a bottle of Noni Juice today and enjoy the freedom that comes with having all these conditions reversed. If you have any disease condition, please don't take chances. Take supplements. Take Tahitian Noni Juice. In the end, it is your health. It is your choice.
Thank you.